The haunting at Hollowbrook Hostel. Nestled in the heart of a sleepy town, had always been known for its eerie ambience. Whispers of dark secrets and ghostly encounters were common among the guests. But on a fateful night, a horrifying entity emerged to haunt the inhabitants like never before. Among the trembling guests was a young boy named Ethan, who had checked into Hollowbrook Hostel for an adventurous weekend getaway. The moment he settled into his room, a chilling atmosphere settled over him. Unbeknownst to Ethan, this night would become etched in his memory forever. As the clock struck midnight, the silence was shattered by a mournful cry echoing through the halls. Goosebumps prickled on Ethan's skin as he listened intently, his heart pounding. Suddenly, the door creaked open, and a spectral figure materialized before him, a girl, her ethereal presence drenched in blood, her eyes brimming with hostility. Terrified, Ethan let out a piercing scream, jolting awake in his bed, drenched in cold sweat. He quickly switched on the lights, scanning the room for any sign of the ghostly apparition. Finding nothing, fear clenched his chest, confirming that he had indeed encountered the girl's ghost. The next morning, Ethan gathered the guests and shared his terrifying experience. An air of unease settled among them, and some decided to flee the hostel, unwilling to spend another night facing its haunting mysteries. However, Ethan couldn't escape the feeling that he had unfinished business with the girl's ghost. Determined to decipher her message, he resolved to stay and confront the restless spirit once more. As evening fell, Ethan lay in bed, braced for the inevitable encounter. True to his expectations, the girl's ghost manifested once more, her spectral form shimmering in the moonlight. But this time, she spoke, her voice filled with a haunting mix of sorrow and accusation. "Why did you kill me? Why did you take my life?" she pleaded, her anguished eyes locked on Ethan's trembling form. Confusion and guilt enveloped Ethan. He had no recollection of causing harm to anyone. Desperation coursed through his veins as he pleaded, "I didn't kill you. I don't know who you are or what happened. Please, leave me in peace." Relentless, the ghost continued to appear each night, repeating her heartbreaking accusation. Consumed by guilt, Ethan embarked on a relentless quest for knowledge. He delved into the hostel's dark history, uncovering long-buried secrets. With each discovery, the truth began to unveil itself. The ghostly girl, named Emily, had been a victim of a heinous crime committed within the hostel's walls. Ethan's relentless pursuit for answers led him to unearth a web of deceit, lies, and cover-ups that had protected Emily's murderer for years. Fueled by newfound purpose, Ethan sought justice for Emily. He fervently gathered evidence, piecing together the fragments of a forgotten tragedy. Empowered by his determination, he presented his findings to the authorities, ensuring that the perpetrator would face the consequences of their actions. With the resolution of the crime, Emily's ghost found solace and departed, leaving behind a hostel forever changed. Ethan, forever transformed by his encounter, vowed to honor Emily's memory by advocating for justice and shining a light on unsolved mysteries. The Hollowbrook Hostel Nightmare. The Hollowbrook Hostel, notorious for its haunted past, was a place filled with spine-chilling legends. The young guests within its walls knew that the paranormal was an ever-present reality, but nothing could prepare them for the scariest night of their lives. Among a group of friends seeking an adrenaline-fueled experience, James and his fellow companions booked a stay at the Hollowbrook Hostel. Blissfully unaware of the supernatural encounters that awaited them, they settled into their beds on that ominous night. As they laid down, attempting to drift off to sleep, their tranquility was shattered by the sound of heavy footsteps resonating through the room. A voice, tinged with sorrow and fear, pierced the air. It whispered and sobbed, reminiscent of a girl's cries. Startled, James and his friends shot up, paralyzed by fear as they stared at each other in the moonlit room. Suddenly, a figure emerged, cloaked in a white dress, hair obscuring its face, and drenched in a haunting pool of blood. It floated effortlessly through the room, appearing to search for something or someone. Unhinged by terror, the group screamed in unison. Fueled by adrenaline, they raced out of the room, panic gripping their hearts. They sprinted through the corridors, desperate to find an escape route, only to find all the exits locked, trapping them within the hostel's chilling walls. As the dreaded girl's ghost continued her pursuit, the friends sought refuge in a room, huddling together under the beds, trembling with fear. Silence enveloped them, broken only by the sound of their terror-stricken sobs. The night wore on, the minutes stretching into eternity as they waited for the specter's inevitable arrival. But, to their shock, the ghostly entity never materialized. Morning dawned, revealing an empty room void of the blood-soaked apparition. They were left to wonder what had become of the girl and the reason behind her ghostly presence. Although relieved that they had survived the night, the memory of the encounter haunted them, etching itself permanently into their minds. The scariest hostile story would forever bind their group, an unspoken bond forged through shared dread. To this day, the group tirelessly investigates the truth behind the girl's ghostly appearance, never forgetting the nights of terror they endured. Determined to shed light on the paranormal mysteries of Hollowbrook Hostel, they continue their quest for answers, hoping to free the spirit and find closure for themselves.